Welcome back. Hey, Colonel, thank you for the bits. Alright, so right before the break, we were talking about the logic behind ship spawns and it was making my head spin a bit. But it was all good information. It'll take me a while to process some of this new information because I thought I was observing certain patterns, and I was, but there was so much more to it that really just put some hard, fast boundaries on what I thought I was witnessing. So, I don't know, I can still put to use what I had learned. You guys have taught me so much more in just 5 minutes about what's going on with the ships. And I'm able to understand a little more of it now than I could. I had to witness a whole bunch of it before any of it made sense. So this system, one planet or another planet, the system is where the ship models like that asymmetric hauler, we're gonna see it not just on this planet, but in this system. And we could come back to this system another day, another week, and that's still one of the configurations that are in this system. Like you said, a certain type of fish living in a certain region or climate. Cool, cool. Looking back on the ships that I've already got, I wish I'd written down more about where we found them. I'll think to do that hopefully in the future. Yeah, let me, sorry, you got my whisper. Wow, right? Wow. Yeah, I I agree completely. Didn't expect that. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing? We were master the portal network. We were doing 1616. Was to use a hollow terminus to alert the other travelers to the fate of the Atlas. Why don't we carry on with that before we head back to our base with the Gravitino ball for the Overseer. The Overseer said he was going to have something cool for the ship, though, when I brought him the Gravitino ball. We also need to build another prefab and put a farm terminal in there. And then we can start the NPC's quest line and see what that... I mean, maybe it's not much of a quest line, but let's see what it is. Waiting on that. So, all right, let's warn the other travelers. That is another planet in this system. I was going to drop a beacon here, and I didn't have my microprocessors with me. I'll let it go. I can find a trade outpost in the system again. But it's not as if I saw a ship I want to milk into an S-class here. I kind of liked the serene camping of the trade outpost watching the ships come in. What you're describing, Chronic, with the save scumming makes sense. But it doesn't sound nearly as serene. But I'll have to give that some thought next time I'm really trying to get a certain ship. Shield upgrades. I have 2 S-class and some random quest reward C-class. We should replace that C-class with another S-class. I did not like getting worked over by those 3 pirates. I wasn't worried at all when they showed up, and then they were on me like glue. And they were through my shields pretty quickly. That sound is the bug Chronic mentioned earlier with fighters. Did you say it was the sound of the cockpit opening? Yep, clip right through that. When I get out of the ship, let's listen. Hear that again. Is that really the cockpit noise that was triggering? It doesn't sound like the same noise to me, but hard to tell. Things which hop. Let's go take a closer look. Things which hop and have arms. Is that another? Hey, it's another bouncing penis. I've seen at least one. This is now the third world I've seen with the bouncing. This one has arms though. They're very scared. Whoa. We have here. It's nighttime. I gotta turn on the light, but. Misbehave. If you come across the alpha one, it's a lot bigger. That's what she said. You mean like that one? Or is there an even... Is there a true alpha? Is there a towering penis somewhere? I'm just impressed that here they've grown arms. It's just the facts, man. Ooh, 4 nanite clusters. Rich now. 29. The average for those damaged machines seems to be upper 20s, lower 30s, around 30. I would never suggest such a thing.
Ground protection fully.
Network failure. 16. Warning, network failure. The terminal is a stream of warnings and errors, each warning of total failure. But I must do what I can. I must tell the others what I've learned. That the multiverse is ending in 16 minutes! Although, if we're living in a simulation, we might have lifetimes, as far as we know. Attempt to broadcast. I warn the travelers of what I have learned. These worlds are not real. The Atlas is not a god. It is a machine simulating countless realities for some unknown purpose. And after millennia of operation, the Atlas is coming to an end. There are 16 minutes until the system fails. Though we cannot know how much time we have left within the simulation, the time has come to make peace and say goodbye. I finish my message, not knowing if anyone will hear it. I look out across this world, wondering how much might be left to discover. How much beauty might be lost. I know what I must do. All paths have led me there. Each portal has brought me closer and closer. I must go to the center of this galaxy. It is the epicenter of this glitch. I will say goodbye to my friends if I can, and then I will confront our creator. I will find out what happens next. Objective updated. The Purge. Progress towards the galactic center. I face the Atlas once more. I do not know how to process what I've learned. The Atlas is everywhere because we are all part of the Atlas. It is a machine, a simulation. We have no meaning beyond it. But the machine is being destroyed. Something is happening to the Atlas. I can feel it pulling me towards the center of the galaxy to some great cleansing. I realize the question I'm about to ask may, in so much as this game may have spoilers, is a spoilery question, but maybe I could get a very simple answer. Can you continue to play your save and explore after reaching the galactic center? Or does that effectively end your save? That's really all I'm curious about at this moment. I'm not trying to spoil what happens at the center. I don't really want to know what happens at the center, but I want to know if, once you reach there, whatever happens, if, you know, you can continue your journeys, or if you basically would need a different save at that point. Help with determining whether, in the long run, you head there or not. Chronic, you're heading for the center, aren't you? I think you said you're heading for the center. If you look at the trophies for the game, the achievements, they're pretty straightforward. Incredibly straightforward for a game with such mysterious lore. They have to do with mostly the milestones, achieving various ranks, but there are two. You would avoid the center if you wish to keep playing on this save. Cool. So, until we're ready, that kind of thing. Too bad the save game, when you load your save game, it doesn't have a copy function, does it? You can't duplicate a save and go off on two different paths from the same... Probably not. But there are two achievements that have to do with getting to the center, and one of them's on permadeath. One's on survival, and one's on permadeath. So thank you for that answer. That's what I wanted to know. It does serve as some sort of an end. Getting there is an end. Getting there is an end. Whatever it is, getting there is an end. Good to know. Important. It's also probably a hell of a journey. I don't know what lengths of time, what people going through black holes, like going through a portal, but with a portal at least you can code in a glyph and get a destination, a known destination if you have the info from someone. Otherwise, going through a portal is about as random as going through a black hole, which I haven't done. You end up somewhere. You might be closer to the center, you might be further away. But if someone were to head towards the center, warping along as they go, I expect it would take quite a while. How long are people spending with more traditional journeys towards the center of the galaxy? Chronic, you're trying to get to the center due to the supposed amount of more wealthy systems around it. So maybe you're not trying to get all the way there, just most of the way there? Does that sound right? I'm gonna go grab these buried tech modules, because we're not getting blueprints anymore. They're just worth a lot of cash. A stack of 15, and because they drop up to 4 at a time, stack of 15 is worth 750k and really easy to assemble on any planet anywhere. I don't think there are many planets out there that don't have tech modules. Most of the ones I've seen have plenty of tech modules. So you see an abundance of wealthy systems, and then you'll just hang out and explore there for the rest of your days. This is weird. Is this tech module way underground? I'm used to tech modules being right near the surface. This is freaking me out, man. Tech module 56 down. freaking me out. I don't think we're gonna be able to get to that tech module. We're in a cave and you can't generally... That's a weird one. You're gonna hang out and pirate in the wealthy systems. Let's go there instead. Alright, we got a bad... Where's my hole? We got a bad marker or something for that tech module.
Extreme night temperature detected. Thermal protection falling.
Daisy, are you still out there? I saw some... You showed me that freaky bipedal creature sent a picture of on Discord a little while ago. I saw some strange bipedal creatures that had no business being bipedal. Finally, one of them looked sort of like a bipedal cow. I mean, it had... Imagine if a cow, proper hooves and all, just stood up. So the head was different, but it was just it was an upright cow, and it was just walking around. It was something. We could probably look through the planet list, the more recent ones. I could figure out which planet it was on. We could go there. I did grab some pictures. I also found a teddy bear planet, some bipedal teddy bears with Wolverine claws. They're short. They're like 3 feet tall. Basically Ewoks with long claws. I don't know if I want to escalate this fight or just get away from him. Let's find something else to head to. We don't need any... I haven't even started making glass. We're gonna need a lot more frostwort when I start making glass. But I have 1,500 or so. Enough for a couple structures. I've got it in the freighter. If you plan on farming, you're gonna need a shit ton. I'm sure if I have any serious plans down the road, then we will. I don't have any serious plans now. I don't know what we're doing. I did get a blueprint for, and was able to make one because we looted a superconductor, but I did get a blueprint for a quantum processor, which is cool because they're worth 4 mil. Quantum processor, 4.4 mil. Superconductor, I have the blueprint for that. I don't have semiconductor or enriched carbon blueprints, but maybe we could end up with those one day. That'd be nice. Polyfiber, heat capacitor, making circuit boards. But yeah, I guess if you were trying to farm stuff like cactus and star bulbs enough and farm frostwort and selenium and all that stuff, you'd need a lot of rooms. You'd need a lot of glass, right? I don't know what some of the bigger setups look like, but I imagine they are a pain in the ass to get going. And worth it. So maybe in the long run. Learn the Viking word for ice. Do you have any craftables that you're able to make? That you are, you know, going to the trouble to make for cash? Cool chair. No back. Yeah, please do. I'd like to see your base. Let's see if some of those relics are sitting up on the surface. They are often enough. They're here, why not grab them? You're making stasis chambers. Ah, I think, the one I have, not stasis chamber. Do I have a cryogenic chamber? Cryo pump and cryo chamber, 3.8 mil. So a stasis chamber is different, or did you mean one of those? Living glass and a cryo pump. A living glass. Make with glass and lubricant. And the lubricant, well, I know where that comes from. Gamma root and coprite. A lot of coprite. I mean, a lot of gamma root, really, but coprite is from animal poop. Cryo pump. Cryo pump take. Thermic condensate and hot ice. The hot ice is enriched carbon, which I can't make, and nitrogen salt. Another one I don't think I can make.
Thermal protection falling.
Chronic, it's different. You want to make those eventually, just have not got the blueprint for it yet. You're making stasis you want to be making what eventually? But you need a blueprint for.
Incoming storm. Temperature levels stabilizing.
So, quick time check, and since we had a shorter stream today, late start and all that, we'll be going about another hour, 20 minutes or so. We're not scheduled for a stream tomorrow, but I feel like I owe you some makeup stuff. So I'll see if we can. I'm going to be working tomorrow and Thursday. Thursday we're going to start late too. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. And if I'm in decent enough shape, I'll try and wrangle something together. Otherwise, it'll be Thursday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, kind of like normal. I don't have the ship here, do I? You just realized your visor has a double zoom function. Yeah, yeah, it sure does. Zoom, zoom. You got it. Is there a ship landing? Hi. I've gotten really salty about scanning minerals. There's so many minerals to scan, and most of the time they're worth 200 when we're getting 60 to 360,000 for scanning plants and animals. So now I go, I don't want to scan the minerals. It takes too long. We don't get anything. Of course, I still scan them, but I scan them when we need stuff on a planet. I catch myself avoiding scanning them the rest of the time. Panning around the landscape. Are you a plant? Oh, you're a rock. Never mind. Well, it takes 2.5, 3 seconds, but never mind. Too much trouble. Unidentified mineral. You can't have 3 seconds of my life. Brains are weird. We got 3 salvage tech for that. Stack of 15 is worth 750k. I like picking those up everywhere I go. It also gives me a good excuse on any planet to just pick a direction. What direction am I going in? We want to explore. Well, which way are we exploring? Find one of those and move towards it. And usually that's not a problem. Hey, Chronic, the cryo chambers, your friend has got the blueprint for it, but doesn't have the blueprint for the quantum processor, which you got. And we both got the blueprint for the stasis device, so you've been collaborating on the effort. Ah, I gotcha. That makes sense. So did I luck out with the quantum processor blueprint? Was that a particularly good find? Good roll on the loot there? In the cryo chamber? I need to get some of those, I don't know if you'd call them lesser blueprints exactly, but I can't do the enriched carbon or the semiconductors. So I can't really make any of this stuff that I have the blueprints for yet. I'm going to need some lesser blueprints before I can. See if we end up with any drop pod data. We hit up 2 of these nav data sites. We did not get any drop pod data. Continued to struggle finding the last creature on most worlds. Creature or 2. I don't know, caves, water, different bodies of water. And obviously keep looking up, but it has eluded me on most worlds. In some worlds, I can't even find half of them. I have not tried that hard. On the worlds where I've gotten a little puzzled by how much trouble I was having finding life, I guess I could have stuck around to find him, but I was doing other things. It was still weird. It still seemed weird to spend some quality time on a planet and only find 6 of 12, even though you went in caves and swam in the water and found things flying. And where are the other 6? I've had planets where the last creature just wandered on by many days, real days later. I've visited some of the same worlds over and over and over again, and I'll be in a familiar place for the 100th time, and the last creature will just walk by all of a sudden. Oh, there you are. So how I play this game on stream and how I play this game off stream, while not completely different, is at least a little different. Inevitably a little different. I let myself space out a lot more when I'm not on stream. I'm not talking to anyone this way when I'm not on stream. The shared experience isn't taking place, so it's very different. I guess I had that thought as we were heading to this tech module, thinking, you know, I've probably spent many hours just wandering from tech module to tech module and then seeing whatever else is there. And that's one of the things that doesn't come as naturally on stream. It's one of those self-conscious actions where I'm just going to space out and go aimlessly from tech module to tech module for I don't know how long, without saying a word. And yeah, all good. just ramblings. But my instinct when streaming is to be less aimless, to be a little more goal-oriented. Okay, let's go here, let's do that. You might say it doesn't matter, you know, you be you, wander, whatever. Do it on stream too. I realize that. Just saying it doesn't come... My natural behaviors change here or there. And this game has for me, drawn a greater contrast than many others. Most games that I have played off stream since starting on Twitch, and there aren't that many. Some games I've gotten so caught up in that I had to keep playing them off stream. Phantom Pain, Nier, Horizon, Zelda, I started off stream. Anyways, don't want to digress too much, but most of them, I don't play them differently. The experience isn't really different. I just needed more of it and had to keep playing them off stream because I hadn't had enough on stream. In this game's case, it's a whole, it's a different experience. Not a whole different experience, but I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but it's more relaxing off stream. This game is very relaxing at times. It can be stressful at times. And I think when I'm chasing objectives, that's when it leans away from being meditative. It's like, oh, I gotta check the next box, check the next box, check the next box. All right, we're going for this, check the next box. I'm more likely to fall into that check the next box mode here. There's something that's natural about that, and I'm less likely to go completely aimless. This game, I think, works a little better when you are just completely aimless. By all means, do quests, set goals, do things, but it's beautiful, and its emptiness is compelling when you're not checking boxes. It is to me. So one of the things I think I do better with this game off stream is just stand there and soak in the worlds, even if I'm moving. So, sorry, I rambled on, as I do, more than I meant to. When you want Zen, you just pirate. Yeah, misbehave. Isn't it accommodating for a meandering mind? It is so accommodating.
Technology recharge.
I'm glad you're finding it to be that.
Units received.
Trading posts. Is that the one we've already been to? Maybe. Yeah, let's head in that direction, because why not? Don't you disappear on me, birds! That's the second time we've seen a second species in the air here. Hey, 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 you're not getting away this time. You're not getting away this time. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stay with me. 2 more seconds. Thank you. Zero Zostrium. Misbehave, have you started playing with the photo mode at all? Because the photo mode, even though the lighting, atmosphere and lighting here right now is not great, but the photo mode is really solid. In fact, the only thing I've run into that's a bit frustrating is if you see something, say you saw a bird flying way off in the distance, the camera has limits. You cannot just move forever with the camera. You can only go so far before the camera stops you. But you have a lot of camera freedom, and you can move the sun. In fact, yeah, if you want to change the time of day, put the sun in different places so that it casts different shadows. I think it will still go back to its position when you leave photo mode. But if you want to cast long shadows, you can put the sun low in the sky. You want a backlight, front light, something? Isn't that a great idea? Move the sun. That's a new thing all photo modes need to do. Move the sun! But the sun didn't stay where... That was just for photo mode. The sun returns to its proper position. Beep 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 beep. Hey, question. Chronic, I bet you could answer this question. The reinforced doors that I need to start buying unstable plasma to charge up the plasma grenades. I killed myself twice with plasma grenades opening reinforced doors. I had my second and third deaths that way. I digress. Didn't we, at one point, weren't we opening reinforced doors with bolts? And why doesn't that work anymore? They bounce off. Was there an upgrade I had on our original multi-tool? Do you have any guess as to why? Yeah, that too. I have been. But, still curious. So, Von Buki, do you have any idea what allowed us to break those with bolt before, and now the bolts don't work? Yeah, I've been using my ship. It's kind of a pain though, because the ships are always trying to move forward, so you gotta go real slow, first go far out, turn around, line it up, and then move as slowly as possible, and it's kind of not ideal. Oh, hey, what's up? How are you guys doing? Tim, is that you? You're playing the same game right now. It's down at Laser Designs. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing all right. What's going on here? Which numbers? 3, add 4, add 5, add 6, add 7, huh? 81. Sorry, I was distracted. What did it reveal? Ah, all right. I hear you. Yeah, still doing this thing. I guess they changed some stuff too. Or so I hear. Maybe a bunch of things changed down there. Chronic, the Blaze Javelin works well on opening those doors, but only if you're at a distance. Von Buki has a vague memory of there being a ricochet mod on a bolt caster at some stage. I know I saw that. Don't think we have it, and I've been hoping we find... Oh, ricochet module enabled. We actually got one, and it... Could that be why it's not working? When I enabled the ricochet module, could that be why it's bouncing off the doors instead of doing damage to doors? Maybe this thing's a problem. Reload time is reduced, clip size goes up a little, and they ricochet, but I'm not sure ricocheting is helping. You might have nailed it there. It's preventing me from doing damage with the bolt caster. Reinforced doors. All right, I'll think about that. We have room for more upgrades. We could certainly put in... We do the Blaze Javelin right now. Chromatic metal, condensed carbon, and a tech module. Yeah, why not?
Technology installed.
At least we can try it. I want to get a better gun, though. We need a better tool. I don't know what you're wondering, Lamia. For what it's worth, Laser Designs is no longer using that type of mug or that type of engraving. Why the year 3 mugs were so different. And I know we haven't done anything with those year 3 mugs yet. That's on me. But yeah, the same style was not available. Did he do another year of mugs after the first ones? Yeah, yes. Did year 2. Here, I'll grab him. Hold on one sec. Grabbing it right around. Yeah, I should not be muted. The year 1s and the year 2s, and they have the same mug design, and they're engraved the same way, and that's no longer available. So the year 3 is quite different. It's a gray mug, and it kind of has a texture to it. You say the manufacturer discontinued the mug itself. That would do it. That would do it. So, yeah, so they changed a lot for year 3. But I've been so out of sorts. That's the real... I didn't want to dwell on it. It's the real reason we haven't done anything with them is because I've been a mess. So let's just leave it at it's on me that there's so many things we haven't been doing. You know, long streams and all kinds of... I don't want to get into it. I'll fall apart. I don't want to fall apart. We're having a good time. Let's keep having a good time. But I've been a hot mess lately, and somewhere therein the mugs got mixed up. So got mixed up in my hot mess. We heading to that trading post on foot in a storm. So, what do you think of No Man's Sky? You're playing it as well. Have you been playing it for a while or before the next update? I am new to the game. Just been playing a few weeks. But I think I'll be playing it for a long time. Even as we go to play other things here, I think I'll stick with this game for a long time. And I'm curious what they might add to it. Having been so overwhelmed by everything this game has in it now, and knowing that it didn't have all this in it when it was new, I wonder if they won't keep adding things and what's to come. Yeah, yeah, Beach, I didn't mean to... All good. All good. The mug stuff is definitely all good. My hot mess has very little to do with that. Just, ideally, we should have been giving them out. I should have been giving them out somewhat regularly. That's why I brought it up. The middle fingers are usually gold and uranium. I've not seen anything but. There's stuff besides gold and uranium that can spawn as a middle finger. And I am carrying an absurd 3 stacks of uranium, plus we have extra on the freighter. We really don't need to build up larger stocks. You're newer than that. Only played for a couple days on Xbox. How's it playing on Xbox? That's the newest version, right? Released for the first time on Xbox along with the update on the other platforms. Does anyone know what's up with what is the latest on updates for the GOG version? Is there a GOG version of this that got most of the next update, but it didn't get the multiplayer components yet?
Thermal protection falling.
That would make it pretty different from the Steam version on PC.
Thermal protection falling.
Is that the drop pod we... Which planet did we find a drop pod on? Don't tell me we just... Or is that what we got from the observatory? What was marked by the observatory? So far, pretty cool. Little glitchy here and there, but you're enjoying it. Hate the inventory system, though. They need more storage options. Uh-oh. They do.
Technology recharge.
They do, but...
Technology recharge.
you certainly can get upgrades. So it's so restrictive at first, and eventually it doesn't feel so bad. I have the 48 slots plus 39 on the way to another 48 slots in the backpack, and they can hold bigger stacks. Plus tech slots for upgrades, so you don't have to put them into the primary inventory, the general inventory. So there are a lot of inventory upgrades, and once you get in the habit of looking for drop pod data when it's on a merchant, getting directions from every NPC you can, and a lot of them will give you drop pod locations, buying the one upgrade that is available at every space station. And there's a bug right now, although I can't tell you how to reproduce it, but I have the exosuit upgrades on the space stations, on at least one space station, restocking when it shouldn't. So a particular space station keeps getting more exosuit upgrades available. That gets pricey, though. So the drop pod data is the way to do it for free, and you can almost farm it. Every once in a while, you might even find drop pod coordinate data on a trade terminal. I saw a trade terminal in some random spot on a planet's surface once that had more than 100 drop pod coordinate data on it. I bought 3 or 4. They were 100K each. I was not blowing all my money on it. Hey, there's that blue fighter again. Shield of... I would love to see an S-Class version of that. So, to fall back on our earlier conversation, if I want an S-Class, a blue S-Class, it is possible that, given enough time, a blue S-Class Shield of Inevitability will land here. If I want a better chance of spawning that S-Class, I could drop a beacon and save scum. And... does that sound right? But this system will forevermore have blue Shield of Inevitabilities that spawn here. And the potential for an S-Class.
Extreme temperature detected.
Data's Speedy Champion. That's the kind of thing I should take note of. Have little files going, but I should write that down. Like, a pen here, do I? I have a computer. Gumank for that type of ink. Blue. Theoretically, yes. Okay, it's more likely to happen in a wealthy system. It is, it's a wealthy system. Wealthy system! We got lucky. We portaled to a wealthy system. How often does that happen? And I have been taking that to heart too. When I was looking for exotics and S-classes, I was traveling to opulent, wealthy, advanced, prosperous, flourishing, and all the rest. Yeah. So then, yes, you should have a good chance. So I'll show you the one that I want to... Well, I'll just say that I have one in yellow. You saw one in blue there a minute ago. I have one in yellow, and I really like the yellow. I would totally go for one in yellow if I could remember what system I found the yellow one in. Now that I know that's how it works, I could farm for a yellow S-Class. I like the blue, too. That was a good blue. So I'm at least noting down that this system has that ship in blue. I can think about coming back here. That's the type of thing I might also do off stream that I really am a little self-conscious of here. There might be a few of you out there who don't mind if I spend 1 or 2 hours of the stream standing at a trade outpost watching ships land, hoping that that ship lands as an S-Class. But I don't think that would really fly for a stream. I don't mind doing that off stream. I'll put on a movie and hang out at a trade outpost for 2 hours. We're gonna hang out a few more minutes. We're not save scumming right now. I don't want to quit and reload during that's just too awkward for a stream. But there's our ship again, and survey says it's a B. Still a B. I don't remember what it was a minute ago. But if I saw it as an S, I would trade my yellow one for it. Chronic, it's boring as hell doing it by yourself, but on stream we could shoot the shit or whatever. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's what we would do if I subjected you all to 2 hours of standing around at a trade outpost. We would shoot the shit, and it would be good for that. It would be good for that. I can't fault that. But surely you can understand why I would be a little bit self-conscious of the, yeah, we're gonna stand around here and playing the game for the next 2 hours means we're just gonna stand around here shooting the shit, watching the ships land. Yeah, we could do that. It's not how I plan to spend the stream, but little bits of it. How much frost crystal do we have in the freighter? 2K. That say sushi? It did. That is a YN6 sushi. Good name. Banbuki, you only rename your systems now after you've been there for a while. So if there's an exotic, you'll add an E and color to the name. Ah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea for a code. I was wondering how I might code planets, resources, but thinking about ships, that makes more sense for systems, even. I'll be giving that a lot of thought. The next hours and days. Good to get a naming habit happening. Yeah, I mostly just kept default names because I don't have a system and I really didn't want to try and force myself to just be randomly creative. You know, I'd like to do that here and there when feeling so inspired, but there are countless planets, countless creatures, countless systems, and I am not going to create names for them all, but a system would be just fine. let's just say we don't stay here for the rest of the stream. Where are we going? We were taking stuff back. I want to go, let's go put up a prefab and farm terminal and see what he wants us to do. Hey, that is a large fighter, isn't it? It is a large fighter, but look at the wings on that thing. That's a strange configuration. Mistress of the Ikibar. Except for the extra wing, that is kind of the large fighter design I want. The cylindrical body with the fairly slim additions. So that Sleep of Devastation kind of looks similar, but... Name all the beautiful things I see after you. How about that planet? The one we were... How about that planet? You were thinking about that planet before. You know the one, the blue planet, where we already have another base, where Blue Base 1 is. I remember when you mentioned it. Are you okay if I name that beautiful planet after you? How about that? We are taking damage because evil. Evil weather. Alright, let's leave. You're still not sure about that. Well, then you let me know. I'll hold off for now. I think it's still not uploaded. We can still rename it. I can't see anything here, so let's get out of here. Yeah. This world is a bit too cold for me. Or a bit too stormy. Have you gotten your ship stuck on any of the antennas on any of the trading posts or other structures? I've gotten really good and stuck, and I was worried that my ship was going to start taking real damage. Can your ship take real damage if you collide with enough stuff? We never hit the distress beacon when we were back on that verdant world. Who's this? It's Nada. Traveler friend. We came as soon as we heard. Please enter the anomaly. Polo will make tea. It is not safe in your universe. I'm intrigued. They must have heard what we discovered about the about Atlas shutting down and the end of the multiverse in 16 seconds. Board the anomaly. Oh, it's already spawned. See, Chronic, with my method as well, you have a direct link to the trade post, so you can pop in and out at will instead of having to come in from orbit. Oh, I gotta read your previous comment for that to make sense. You just set up a base camp and a portal in that case, and name that instead, because you can easily delete it later and it's not permanent like naming the system. That's a really good idea too. Trade post, blue such and such. Yeah. Yeah, Lamia, I do. Blue Base 1 is on... all the way back in our home system. About time we rename it. Okay. Done. Thank you. Yeah, we found all the species on this planet. And it has perfect weather. This is the first planet. I have not even seen the light showers described here. This planet, with average sentinels, bountiful flora, and copious fauna, and some nice spawns. Just perfect weather. Perfect weather. things that fly, things that crawl, and things that bounce. Although they were gray the other day. Change color? It's done. Not only that, it's uploaded for the world. Oh, this game has one of the steepest and most rewarding learning curves that I've seen in a long time. Tim, it's just overwhelming at first. Peeling the onion kind of stuff. There's so many layers and the surprising amount of lore. Some good existential ponderings. Chronic, your naming system in this case, my case, where we just were would be FB36 plus 8, so Fighter Blue 36-8. Okay. So why the 36-8? You'd be, because that's your target size? I think for a large, so for example, a large fighter, I have written down that I'm looking for a Sleep of Devastation 38-12. I think the S-Class should be 38 plus 12 for a large fighter. So are you writing down the numbers for what you're aiming for, or based on something you already saw? This is likely to be a lore-heavy chat. I don't really know what's coming, but Nada and Polo have everything to do with the lore in this game. You just pulled the stats on what you saw on that ship. Gotcha. So Nada was a Korvax, is a Korvax. Polo, a Gek. But they are each quite different from the others of their race, and they are traveling the stars in this anomaly which exists between the universes. Can exist across or between or just travel amongst the universes, and oh, the things they must know and have seen. And yet they are using us to gather more information about this universe, this time, the races as they are now, even their own races. So we've been gathering information for them, and they have been aiding us in our journey. And they know things, and we have seen reference to them in other places as we unraveled some of the mysteries of our universe, or our simulation as it might be. In fact, there's a simulation that we were given the opportunity to place another traveler's being, soul, what was left of them in data form. We were given the opportunity to put another traveler's soul into a simulation and decided not to. And yet we have found out that we may be just in another simulation. And so much more. But Nada and Polo, they are special entities in all of this, and I think they may have something to say about what we discovered, that Atlas, the machine that ostensibly generated these universes, the simulation we live in, is shutting down in 16 minutes. Is afraid and shutting down in 16 minutes. Von Buki, the anomaly exists outside the laws of the Atlas. And have you noticed they're not always quite the same? Not consciously, but now that you mention it. Chronic, in your case, for what you're looking for an S-Class hauler red 48 plus 8. I gotcha. So you'd mark a base that way, and then you'd keep coming back to that spot to load saves and wait until the glorious day when your proper hauler shows up. You're gonna get exactly what you want. Damn, it sounds like it's been a lot of work. Nada hates the Atlas, has expressed that clearly. Atlas bad. Atlas bad. So, you now know, don't you, of our simulated nature, of the end. The Atlas, it is failing. It resets itself again and again and again in its panic, trying to purge what it sees as an anomaly. But each purge changes nothing. The boundaries continue to fall. Atlas will die in 16, but we do not have to go so soon. It does not need to delete us in fear. How many times has this happened? I do not know. I do not think we can know. Some things are external to the cycle. We must all die someday. We all may die soon, but we must not go without a fight. The Atlas acts prematurely, shutting down simulation after simulation in its terror and panic. Before the final interface, before the center, spend time with the Atlas. Complete its path. We must remind it of the joy of creation. So, Nada and Polo, what will you do? You know this, just as we do now. Nada and Polo will continue travels, continue acting as we always have. That mean you know the sound a universe makes as it dies? It is terrible, traveler friend. Do not listen, I beg of you. Whew. Specialist Polo. Tremors echo through the multiverse, friend. Reality quakes have engulfed 80 dimensions since breakfast. You are lucky we found you. Tell Polo about the simulation. Tell Polo about 16. Polo knows of both, yes? What of 16? No, friend! Do not talk about it! Polo seems grateful. We are anomalous. We have amazing anomaly station, yes, but we are still fabricated beings. We, not like you, we... Talk of nature brings pain, brings danger, but trust we know, friend. Trust we cry with you, that we will be with you always, no matter the danger or cost. You are friend. Say you will see them soon. See you soon, friend. Ordinarily, when we visit them, they have a similar interaction each time. This is a different time. Clearly, this is a different time. If we do see them again, I half expect them to go back to their old routines. Mostly. They often give rewards of nanites and some simple upgrades for sharing our discoveries. The Atlas is dying. It wants me to reset it, to plunge myself through its interface at the center of the galaxy. But to do may reset this world. My life, all that I know. I do not know if I can do it. Seek the final interface. Complete the Atlas path. Explore the galaxy. Hey, Yui. In a way, this sounds like a critical decision, but I suspect it's not as final as it sounds. So maybe you guys, Von Buki, Chronic, you guys could check me on this. This gives us some guidance, I suspect this gives us some guidance about what to do next based on what we choose, but doesn't lock us in. Hey, Drigtall, how you doing? Greetings. So if we say seek the final interface, I expect it to lead us, give us a path towards the galactic center, maybe on our galaxy map. Didn't we already have that, though? Complete the Atlas path. The Atlas path is, so far, what I know of the Atlas path is just traveling to different systems to communicate with the Atlas. Chronic, first is the endgame option, second more story, third free roam, no story. So we really want second, more story, because we can continue to free roam in spite of having some story framework, right? Yeah, we're not going to choose the endgame option right now. So Chronic, hello, Guardian. I don't think I said hi. Hi. If you choose that and you go there, you will have a choice. We're not headed there, but it doesn't just warp you there, surely. If you say seek the final interface, does it accelerate your journey towards the center? Can't you? I mean, if we say complete the Atlas path, we can still journey towards the center. Yes, you get there and seek the final interface when you get there. So, No, I understand that you have to go there, but what I guess my puzzle is, what's the point of having another option, seek the final interface? What's the difference? You can seek the final interface whether you pick seek the final interface or complete the Atlas path, right? Even if you pick explore the galaxy, can't you? Does the story just literally disappear? You can still pick it up though. From what I've read, if you pick any of the explore options, you can still pick up on the story threads after the fact. Guardian, the final interface gives a choice. Never completed the Atlas path, but yeah. I'm asking so many questions, I have no idea what people's yes or no answers are for. Say yes or no to things, I don't know what it means without more context. Sorry, it's my bad for asking 50 questions in a row. Yeah, all right, I am not asking this very clearly at all. We were talking about it earlier. I understand that in the center of the galaxy there is some kind of an end. We don't want to end up there. We don't want to end up there, that's fine. Chronic is headed near there because he hears rumors that there's wealthy systems near the center. Von Buki, I did not. I let Artemis die. I did not put Artemis into the system. Okay, look, I'm going to make this really easy. I'm going to just pick the Atlas path and then we can keep talking about it. What I want to know is not... I'm sorry, I'm just not expressing myself very clearly. Had I chosen seek the interface, fuck it, I can't even ask the question clearly. Never mind, it's not important. It doesn't matter. Guardian, if you choose the first option, the choice to reset or not pops up. If you say no, the quest ends. If you say yes, you have 16 warps. Oh. Cool. That's all right. I guess I just needed some details for it to make sense. It's a mind-bogglingly meaningless question and without more data. I was just frustrated with the nature of the question, not really in how I was going to decide to answer it. I know that I just want to keep playing the game. That's an easy answer. I am not done playing. I want to keep playing. We're not trying to end anytime soon. That's easy. That's easy. No, you're fine. Von Buki, I didn't mean to jump on you guys. You guys are fine. I am not clearly expressing my questions, so I will stop bludgeoning you guys with them. Sometimes I just can't express myself. Cannot articulate. That's part of the answer. That's part of the answer I was looking for, I suppose. Hard to know when I didn't even know what to ask, but you can keep playing either way, but it takes you to another galaxy. Yeah, there's no end in a multiverse. That's fine. That's fine too. Part of what's different about playing this game off stream is that I'm not reading things out loud. I'm not asking a lot of these questions that I'm asking. I guess it's almost better if I don't ask and don't get answers. It sets up frustrations when, you know, left to just explore and wander. You make a decision and you just explore and wander. It's very meditative. On Twitch, I have people I can ask questions of and get answers and work the information, and it completely changes how I play this game. Chronic, you could even choose to ignore going to the center, even if you finish the Atlas path. Yeah, I don't even know what the Atlas path is. Complete, you finish the Atlas path, you keep playing the game. I'd like to think so. Apparently, if you go to the center of the galaxy, you don't keep playing the game. That's an end. But, yeah, it's like, do you want to play the game like this, or like this, or like this? And I'm just thinking, holy shit, I could have sworn you guys told me that I could always do any of that. I pick Explore and I can still do Atlas. I pick Explore and I can still go to the center. I pick Atlas and I can still explore. I pick Atlas and I can still go to the center. The oddball seems to be the center. You pick go to the center and you are suddenly, you're given a choice, and then it's a little more restrictive. If at that juncture you pick I want to head to the center in the interface, then you're restricted perhaps a little more, 16 jumps, something. But you pick Atlas, you pick Explorer. I wanted to be under the impression that I was not screwballed out of some of the game's content by making a choice about how I wanted to play. I don't know how I want to play, I just want to keep playing. Alright, Guardian, I won't ask any, I won't keep asking because that conflicts with the answer I got earlier, so. I'm just not even gonna, I'm not gonna try. It's gonna break me. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. That's the real takeaway, is I don't need to know. I'm enjoying the game. Just play the fucking game, Jay. That's the takeaway, and I'm fine with that. I'm gonna be playing this game a lot more. How much more on stream? I don't know. Plenty for now. I don't know what game we're gonna play next. I noped out of the last few games we tried to play on stream. I've been a real mess lately, and this game is perfect for me. But it is really different playing it on stream and having access to you guys and information and having conversations about everything we do and reading all the dialogue out loud. It is completely different from playing it off stream, which is why we've had about 40 hours of No Man's Sky streams, and I have about 150 hours in the game so far in the past few weeks. I'm sure that will continue to be the case. Let's go to the space. What have we done? We've been to the space station in this system. We have. Cute song sung by GLaDOS. I can't wait. I can't wait. That's, you know, that's like one of my favorite video game songs of all time, is the credit roll in Portal. Aperture Science. Chronic, well, now that you know the whole new galaxy bit, you're trying to avoid saying, I think I missed it in the chat, but it makes sense. It's consistent with the lore and all that. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Aperture Science shower curtains. Do tell. We're going to be wrapping pretty soon. Let's go check out this. Let's go back to the Verdant planet, although it does have some really disorienting rain. The rainstorms here we couldn't even see. But let's go see what the distress beacon is. Maybe it's a scrapped ship. I learned my lesson. I'm not picking up any more scrapped ships. We got nice ships now. Guardian at Chronic. At least Andromeda has the Riders on the Storm. I see what you did there. I keep wrestling with wanting to go back to it, either start over Andromeda and play it all the way through, or just pick back up where we left off. Here's why I think we can't. I hate the characters. You know I love Mass Effect, and part of what I love about Mass Effect is the world building and the character development. Every time I think about we're gonna get back to Andromeda and I'm gonna grin and bear it, but then I think about those characters and think about them speaking and saying things, and then I just go, nope, never mind. Don't think I can do it. I really don't like the characters in Andromeda. They're just, ugh. Fair enough, there's another scrapped ship. I think cringeworthy, for me, is the right description. Those characters were cringeworthy. I saw Iceman finish it, so I kind of saw the end of it, and and I talked a bit about the story with him, and it became more interesting to me on paper. Which is why I keep thinking, all right, it has some good gameplay, and on paper, even the story is a little more interesting to me now that I know where it was going. But, oh God, those characters and the dialogue, I just can't do it. Cringeworthy! Hey, Bob. I don't know if you've been lurking today, but hey. Good to see you before the end. It's just wrapping the last number around 3792. Lurksome. Ignoring the heat, I punch in the code. I'm rewarded with a location in a distant system. Signal detected. I don't have the blueprint for Atlas Pass V2, but I do have for V3, V1 and V3. I don't think I've seen any V3 locks. I don't know where those are. Mordin Solus was your favorite Mass Effect character? Von Buki? Well, who doesn't love a scientist Solarian? We were just over the hill from that distress beacon, the crashed freighter. Where was it? Crashed ship. Oh, crunch went right off the drop. First time I've seen a scrapped A. We're still not taking it, but that's cool. It's a small fighter, A class, 19+4. Not the best paint job, but still cool to see a kind of good, pretty good ship. A lot of C and B class we've seen scrapped. Misbehave. It breaks your heart when Renegade Shep is mean to Morden. Has Lola been mean to Morden? Lola being mean? That would break my heart too. I'm greeted by the stench of rotting flesh as I enter the derelict vessel's Spartan interior. A huge beast, dressed in what appears to be military uniform, lies where it died, mere feet from the escape hatch. Behind it is a partially smashed rack of military multi-tools, secured by a sparking alien locking mechanism. The cockpit door hangs slightly ajar, and I can see operational equipment inside. So, different choices. I wonder what the results would be. Attempt to take multi-tool. May or may not result in the option of a multi-tool. It could be something else we get, like you try to take the multi-tool and it breaks, but you get a piece of tech. Enter the cockpit. Operational equipment. Maybe a ship mod? What would we find? We'd take something out of his ship. Operational equipment, some sort of ship mod. I'm going to attempt to take the multi-tool, even if we don't get to look at a new multi-tool. Electricity shoots through me as the damaged alien device sputters in protest. What I find within somewhat compensates for my pain. Yeah, alright, in theory. It would have if it was a nice gun, but we're not trading ours for that. You take damage. Alright. We're also not taking the ship, but if we, if I had a free slot, I'd grab it and just trade it for something else. That's how I ended up with a bunch of scrappers in the first place. What got marked for us? I guess we could go hit up the alien ruin. Ancient ruin. So I did not, I don't think I put the next couple streams on the schedule, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I will put them on the schedule. And then I will try to get us something extra tomorrow, since I was a no-show on Saturday and yesterday. I don't know how tomorrow's gonna go. I'm not gonna put anything on the schedule for tomorrow, but I will put Thursday, Friday, Saturday on there. Welcome back, Colonel. Yeah, Chronic, that for a scrapper, that was not a bad looking ship. But as we've established, I have been playing this game off stream as well as on. And as long as I am in a decent mental state, I'd like to try and make up for some of that lost stream time, so. Yeah, Colonel, it was damaged, but we could fix it up. All we would need to fix it up and get it off the ground would be a couple panels to seal up a few things, and if we really wanted to fix up the rest of it, that would take some work and some money, some time. Yeah, every day's been a real roll of the dice for me lately. And sometimes a day that starts off with a good roll, I can roll a 1 by the middle of the day, no problem. And that's been happening a lot lately. So, I'll try to roll something good tomorrow and maybe get us an extra stream, and I will schedule Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Guardian. I have not used money to repair broken ships. I was talking about what we had for options. I did work on repairing one broken ship on one stream. We spent like 4 hours of a stream, and I spent another 5 hours after the stream because I didn't want to spend money on it. And you know what I decided afterwards? Screw that. It was gonna cost too much to buy the materials to do the last few repairs, and the time it was going to take to finish the last few repairs were not worth it. So I ended up ditching the ship after spending most of a stream and then most of my night after a stream trying to fix one up. And after learning that we had a limit of 6 slots and that I was not going to be able to buy a cool ship outright when I saw it and we would have to do a trade, I panicked and I spent a whole day camping out trade outposts, just swapping all my scrappers for decent ships. And I've been upgrading incrementally since then. Von Buki, the opposite is true. If you see an exotic, you could possibly find a crashed one. I'm backing up. I missed your other comment. If it's on the ground, it means it spawns in the system. Thinking about our earlier conversation about ship spawns. So you could swap it for an undamaged one at the station. And the opposite is true. If you see an exotic, it's possible you could find a crashed one. How many, has that been reported much on the internet? Have many people even said, holy shit, I found a crashed exotic? Sounds like that's happened. What a cool thought. I would patch up an exotic. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, where's this cat coming from? Misbehave! Holy cow! Wow, thank you. Meow. Here, a cat for a cat. Thank you, Misbehave. That was most generous. Most generous, most kind of you. And that was an awesome surprise, too. See here. Grab yourself some more. Oh, it just refreshed in front of me. Thank you, Paige. Grab yourself some more deals on those hot dogs. Thanks for being an awesome streamer. Thanks for just being awesome. I mean, I know you're an awesome streamer too, but just thanks for being awesome. Rock and roll. It was also very puzzling, very pleasantly puzzling to see the cat pop up first without knowing what it was. Ah, you're welcome. Bob, you're welcome. We're gonna take 5 to 10 minutes to hit up this ruin here, but I guess that's about all it'll be, 5 to 10. Yeah, let's all hang on as the sun lights our world another time. One more day. +1. Hopefully our multiverse isn't ending in 16 hours. One day in game I want to take the underwater modules. I have one now. There it go. Exosuit. The supercharged gill unit. And maybe they don't stack because it's a rechargeable one. Maybe it gives you maybe as long as you're charging it you can stay underwater. I haven't really tested it yet since I got it. But I have found some planets with such deep bodies of water that I found cave systems underwater. I don't know if any of those would be worth exploring sometime. I know I can't hold my breath. First contact. Choking clouds, few resources, ordinary fauna, copious flora, typical sentinels.
Toxic protection falling.
I wonder if they'll ever up the damage on the hazardous flora.
Units proceed.
Because the damage they do is kind of a... It's like a nuisance. It's not really a substantial amount of damage. Am I the only one who just ignores them most of the time and doesn't really care if you get hit by them and just run right by them? See, they should probably give us more of an incentive to avoid them. Like you get hit by one of them and you lose a third of your health or something. Yeah, Guardian, that's what I was saying. The mod for your hazard suit. This one right here. Supercharged Gill Unit. You can hold your breath if you have the right mods for your hazard suit. I just haven't tested it yet. But I assume if you keep feeding it oxygen, you can stay underwater forever. Chronic, you say technically the exocraft negates the need for the underwater protection. You can take the exocraft underwater. I hadn't thought of that. I know you mentioned a larger exocraft. I don't know when that'll turn up. My keen word for requests. For empty. You sure can. That is surely awesome. That's just badass. Wonder, huh? And then I guess if you keep hopping in and out of your exocraft while underwater, you keep replenishing your oxygen supply that way. Runes take shape upon the stone, burning with light. They sing to me of the Vy'keen ancients in the language of my people. Ah, the one I have must be the Nomad then. The smallest of the lot. Are there 3 sizes or just 2? As Herc stood upon the sacred mountain, Nal climbed to its peak, and there, with fist outstretched, challenged Herc. Fool, Nal cried. The Sentinels cannot be vanquished. Herc, with furious rage, struck the fool from the mountain, where 3 moons and suns now fell, before being claimed by doom. Don't know about size, but there are 3 exocraft. Neat. Right, where did our historical data end up? Many waypoints. I don't even see it. Gene plant. Off world. Oh, there it is. So many waypoints. This was a nightmare for me when we were just starting out here on stream. Trying to learn the game on stream and being so overwhelmed by everything it had. And then those waypoints. I cracked a few times those first few days. The waypoints were really stressful. Trip back to Dadlaham's. You were wondering if you could make Atlantis. I love the idea that you can do so much with the base system they've implemented, that people are building like floating bases. Pretty much building floating bases, and that's just awesome. It's just awesome. The possibilities are enticing, and they go far beyond, I think, my ability to combine a vision with a practical reality and implement it. I love the idea of what we can do with bases in this. I will probably never build a base as grand as the ones which really impress me, but who knows?
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Guardian, correct. You have to build on land first and build out to it, or build on water without connect to land first. Yeah, I think you have to build on land first. I think some variation on that is how people are using the current system to build floating, all kinds of bases. I'm not sure. I think it does require some clever anchoring to get it to build out in those places. All right, these ancient ruins, they're not very exciting. We're going to open the chest with 3 keys and just hope for a piece of loot worth $1 million and not a piece of loot worth 100K. Damn, Chronic, you can start at the ocean floor and go up? Well, things they have allowed people to do in this game. The update. When you need a mill, but you get 1K. I wonder what it would look like if you excavated way more than you needed to. We obviously don't need to excavate this entire site. We need 3 keys and then the chest. But what if you excavated the whole site? What would you see down there? Would there be some cool structure to it? Or just be a few random bits of building? No real organization. What about you? Oh, come on. I thought this was the one I had. Scan, scan, scan. Gotcha. Chronic, you just finished building all of it last night? You already yeah. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Technology recharge. Technology prepared.
1 key, 2 key, 3 key, and big bucks, no whammies. Come on. A blood-stained miscellany. Bloodstained miscellany. What's an expensive miscellany? 600K. Bad. Not bad. I can make trade terminals now. I'm really stoked about that. So if we're ever stranded on a planet, not stranded, but if we really are just desperate to unload, we can drop a base computer and make a wall and a trade terminal. Anywhere in the galaxy. I'm gonna, let's wrap the stream actually right here. I'll probably hop back on at some point tonight, wander around this planet some more. Just wanna make sure we got a save. And I will be thinking about possibly streaming tomorrow, but I'm gonna schedule Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm just keep an eye on tomorrow. So you keep an eye on tomorrow as well, please, and keep an eye on the schedule. I haven't put anything there yet, but there will be. Thank you guys for the awesome company. Always. Thank you for the hosts, the host love, the sub support, the generous donations. Just guys for being awesome. Putting up with my crazy. See you guys on the flip side. Yes, Lamia's got it. Hugs for everyone. Update that hug animation. We should get ourselves some new ones. I have folders full and I haven't swapped anything out in forever. Cheers everyone. Good night. See you on the flip side.